So you've launched Division 2 because you're brand new to the game, or you are returning because you've taken a bit of a hiatus because they have been rerunning the seasons due to no content at the moment. But they have skipped a season, and we have got the Fate-Low season for the second time, which we all know was the last season. So is new content coming to the game after this season finishes? In November, could we see something new for the Division 2 at last? Well, in that case, do not worry. I have got you covered. Whether you're returning or you are new to the game, I'm going to run over some builds just to help you out to get going and get yourself back into the swing of things, ready for that new content. My name is DJTICKLE. You can see me here on YouTube, or you can see me over on Twitch, twitch.tv/DJTICKLE, where we help out with everything Division 2 related. So if you need that help, come and drop me a follow over there. Or even better, give me a thumbs up on this video, hit that subscribe button, and hit the bell so you are notified when I upload more Division 2 videos. But enough of all that, let's get on with what this video is for and take a look at this build. Now this build is probably the best DPS build in the game. It's all rounded, really good for rapid damage, sustained damage. It's just really good. But it does take a lot of incoming damage as well because it's completely red. Everything is red. We're running a glass cannon as well. Perfect glass cannon, just to give us that extra output of damage to maximize our capabilities. Now I've been playing this game for a long time and I don't have any problems running this build in most content. Yes, it's certainly not for solo legendaries, but if you're playing in a group, you're just farming your gear, this is really going to be probably one of the most efficient builds you are going to come across. But as you can see on my loadouts, I've got a build for absolutely everything, so stay tuned to the YouTube channel for all that good stuff. So first of all, we'll take a look at the stats so that you can see I am not talking a load of rubbish. And what you can see here, we are capped out on critical hit chance. 60% is the cap. That's exactly where you want to be. Critical hit damage is 210% and the headshot damage is 110%. They're really the only three stats that matter in this build. And when you're putting this build together, if you can't instantly cap out, the order you want to do them in is exactly that. Cap your critical hit chance, then cap your critical hit damage, and then cap your headshot damage. But if you have been on hiatus for a little while, you might not know we now have the optimization station. And you can click on a piece of gear, and if it is not fully optimized, like this one here, you can then optimize it. There are the materials that are needed. So making it really easy now to get god rolls. So when you're farming, all you need to be looking for is the attributes that you want. And don't forget, you can still recal one of these attributes. So if one of them is wrong, but the rest are right, awesome. You've got yourself a potential god roll. You recal it, you optimize it, and you've got the god roll. So all the stats that you're going to see on here are absolutely maxed out. So first of all, we'll take a look at the gun. I run the classic M18, probably the best output DPS weapon in the game. You've got a couple of options with this though. You're definitely going to want on the bottom attribute damage to target out of cover. It is by far the best damage stat in the game. Really good. Get that on there. Nothing else can be substituted. But as far as talents go, I like to run Rifleman. So obviously for this you need to be hitting headshots, which obviously if you're playing on controller sometimes that might be a little bit more tricky. So if you want to run a different type of M1A that still gives really good DPS, you could go with Boomerang instead. I'm not going to go over the talents, and this video is already getting long enough, but definitely go with Boomerang or definitely go with Rifleman on your classic M1A. Secondary weapon, this is just a no-brainer. This is probably the most insane gun in the game, and it's always going to get you out of a tough spot. So again, get yourself farming. It's going to be on the season's track next time around, I think, if you've not already got one. Otherwise, get a friend that's already got one. Go and farm shotgun targeted loot. Can't get my words out. And get that drop and get yourself one of these. Because when you look down here at the talents, it's insane. 1 shot poisons them. 3 shot makes them all disorientated. 6 shots then shocks them, and 7 makes them take an additional 20% damage from all sources, including your teammates. So it's absolutely insane. So definitely a get out of trouble gun. Pistol can be literally whatever you want. Grenade, literally whatever you want. Mask, I have gone Seska because I want the 10% critical hit chance here. And this is going to be the same across all of my gear now when you're going to see. It's going to be a red weapon damage token here. And then we're going to have critical hit chance, critical hit damage, and critical hit damage in the mod slot. Chest piece is the sacrifice. But if you can't get a sacrifice, just get the Providence one with normal glass cannon until you can get yourself a really good sacrifice. And as you can see, as I've just said, critical hit damage, critical hit chance, and critical hit damage again for the attributes and the mod slot. Holster, we're going Grupo. Again, look, all the same. Weapon damage, crit hit chance, crit hit damage. Backpack, again, a standard Providence one is absolutely fine for this, because perfect vigilance is really not worth the hassle in trying to farm this thing in the DZ. If you've got one with the right attributes, then use it, because it's saving you 1 second. So it's really not worth going to the hassle of farming hours and hours and hours. If you just get one by chance, great. If not, a standard Providence backpack will do. But we want vigilance or perfect vigilance. Increases total weapon damage by 25%. Taking damage disables this buff. But we're going to use the shield. And if bullets hit the shield, it doesn't disable the buff. Next, we're going to go with gloves. Now, you've got different options here with the gloves. If you're in a group, you're generally probably going to do more DPS using standard Providence gloves, because that's because you're getting team buffs as well. So you might have to have 2 sets of gloves ready for this. Generally, I play in a group, so I keep these on as standard. But if I'm going to be solo, I'm going to want to be using my contractor's gloves. Because this damage to armor here, this 8% multiplicative damage, that's why it's yellow, is worth so much. So because I'm always in an 8-man group in the raid, I'm getting a lot of buffs from people's specializations, which make the standard Providence gloves just edge out a bit in damage. But if I'm going to be by myself, you're going to want to pop on these contractor's gloves. And these are just really good all round anyway. You should probably farm for these first before you worry about anything else. Next, we're going to go for the knee pads, and there is just no other substitute here. You're going to want the Fox's Pros. And as you can see, they give us 10% rifle damage, which is perfect because we're using our M1A. 15% weapon damage, 8% damage to target out of cover. It's yellow, it's multiplicative damage, and then some critical hit damage at the bottom. We're going to use the Reviver Hive. It seems to work okay now. It's always going to get you out of a jam, and that's exactly what we want. We're using the shield because obviously we want to make sure we keep vigilance up at all times. And I'm actually using the TAC 50 specialization for the extra headshot damage. But if you really wanted to and you felt like you was running your M1A a bit more up close and personal, you could use the firewall and the firewall shield for some extra damage there instead. But I would recommend generally you're going to be keeping a good medium to far distance with this build because it's a rifle. So I would definitely go for the extra headshot damage that you get with the TAC 50. Just a very quick overview of something I didn't mention. The Scorpio as well, when we flick to that, the stats, we're still capped out on crit chance. So all good there as well. And I think that is everything. This video has been super long. I'm not going to put some super long gameplay footage at the end. I'll just put a little bit so you get the idea that it's actually a good build. But this is quite simply one of the best builds to make. If you are just starting out, you're new to the game, or you've come back and for some reason you didn't have this build put together, this is definitely going to fly you through any new content that they bring to the game, whether that be a level raise or not. We are yet to find out. Thank you for watching, everybody. I really appreciate it. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up and subscribe to the YouTube channel, or come over to Twitch if you need some help or you have any other questions. But also feel free to comment down below if you have liked this video. Thank you for watching, everybody, and I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.
Hostile broadcast. There's been a lot of Black Tusk activity around that metro entrance. Clear all hostile elements from the area. keep your eyes peeled.
Weapon! Here comes the big grenade! Get her! Got it on the mark. Check your place. I'm right behind you. Gun's gone dry. Hostile civilian targeted.